Hello, my dears. Today I am talking to you about a very old law, which is the Levitical law. When people today read the Levitical laws are often asked, how did this ever make sense? But the real question is not why these laws seem strange today, but why did they exist then? Here we are talking about understanding, not condemnation. This is a contextual overview, not to debate laws, but to understand why they existed and why they are often misunderstood today. So let's start with that. What exactly is Leviticus? Leviticus is a set of regulations recorded in the Book of Leviticus, the third book of the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, it is said that was given to the people of Israel through Moses. That was given in the period after the Exodus from Egypt, and that it was given with the aim of ensuring that the people live a holy, orderly, and just life. The Levitical laws come from the Book of Leviticus, and they originated in a completely different world. This was a people without modern medicine, without a developed legal system, without institutions as we know them today. Levitical laws were given to a specific people in a specific historical moment for a specific purpose. They were never meant to exist outside that context. The laws had one main purpose: to preserve the people physically, spiritually, and socially. There are three main groups of Leviticus. Moral laws. They talk about righteousness and love for one's neighbor, about respect for God, prohibitions of violence, theft, and injustice. These principles are still considered universal today. Ceremonial religious laws. They include sacrifices, purification rituals, priestly regulations. Holidays. These laws had a symbolic purpose and were related to the temple and worship. Civil social laws. They related to everyday life, hygiene, food, and community relations. They helped the society of the time to function. Even within Levitical law itself, we find its core principle: you shall love your neighbor as yourself, Leviticus 19:18. And then the questions arise. Why don't the Levitical laws function in the same way today, and why is Leviticus controversial today? This tells us something important. The heart of the law was not cruelty or control, but responsibility, justice, and care for others. Problems begin when laws meant for an ancient society are removed from their context and applied to a modern world without understanding. My opinion is that due to the acceleration of life that we all feel, as well as, unfortunately, the constant lack of time, people often take individual verses out of context and mix ancient laws with modern life. And then there is a lack of attention, which is again caused by poor concentration. And due to the overload of information that we are exposed to daily, there is an oversight of the fact to whom and why this law was given in the first place. So we must first remind ourselves that Leviticus was not given to the whole world, but to a specific people, and that it was given at a time when there were no institutions or anything similar that we have today. These laws do not fail because they are wrong, but because they were not written for modern society, and therefore cannot function in today's world. Today we have medicine, courts, states, modern society. The application of ancient laws without context leads to legalism and condemnation rather than justice. Now let's see. How is Leviticus viewed from a Christian perspective? Throughout Scripture, laws are always connected to people, place, and time. When context is ignored, law turns into legalism. In Christianity, it is believed that moral principles remain important today and should be important in the future, while the ceremonial and civil laws from that Leviticus are not binding today, with the understanding that the emphasis should still be on love, mercy, and inner change. Because with the change, growth and construction of a larger and more modern society, the laws had to improve and adapt to the reality and level of consciousness of people. The biggest mistake, in my opinion, is using certain verses as weapons against other people. A law without understanding the context ceases to be just. The essence of law should not be blind adherence to rules, but the shaping of the heart. It is important to understand that morality without mercy becomes cold, and understanding without judgment brings wisdom and peace. In future videos, we can look at specific passages in more depth, but understanding must always come first before application. Ancient texts deserve careful reading, humility, and context. When we read that way, they teach wisdom, not division.